Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 with the Rude Man, and we're back do some farming. A little bit late today. Carol just got home a little while ago, and we'll talk about that in a minute. That's why I'm late. It seems like I was seeding. Was I seeding carrots? I didn't get a chance to do all the updated mods, but I did get a few of them. I don't think I got the auto load done though, because it still doesn't seem to work. Oh, what's this now? Oh, they're both here. Oh shoot, is this done? Is it done? Huh. Now, this had an update. Now it doesn't seem to be working. Oh, shoot. What's going on? Nothing's working. I know why. I know why. All right. I got to flip my keyboard. That would help. Okay, now let's see if it works. Howdy, Captain Duty. Duty Fruity. Tina, I got your message just before I came on, Tina. I didn't get a chance to respond to it. So you've had a rough week, huh? A new map? I'm sure you didn't go on Discord to see it. No. We had to put Chewy down this morning. So it's been a bad day. And and the thing of it is, he was kind of having a good day. But I don't know if any of you, and you know, I'm not talking about animals necessarily, but I've been around several people that have passed in real life. You know, not stories I've heard.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, Scorp. Not stories I've heard, but things that I've seen with my own eyes. And almost every one of them, they're sick people. And you know that their time is coming. And all of a sudden, you go visit, and they've got the clearest day. They're full of smiles. They've got energy. They recognize people they didn't maybe recognize last week. Like Carol's mom had dementia, and all of a sudden she was clear-headed, and then the next day was gone. Carol's dad, same thing. He had cancer, lung cancer, and he was very, very sick. You know, he couldn't hardly talk to anybody. He would just sleep all the time, and even the last day we went to see him. Carol and I weren't married yet. We were going together. We were talking about getting married, but I had my photography studio back then, and I took I used to shoot a lot of slides, because back when you had film was expensive. Not only was film expensive, it was costly to develop and have printed. And so to save on costs and things, most photographers at the time would shoot with slide film, not print film. And then you would go through your slides, and you could look at them a lot easier because you shine them up on the wall, you know, and they're huge. And you can see any flaws or anything. You pick out the good ones and only print those. So I had a lot of slides, and so I took the slide projector to his hospital room, and we were showing slides, and he was just laughing and having a good time at what he was seeing. There was a couple I put in upside down, and so he was laughing that somebody was climbing on the ceiling, and he was just almost like he was back to his old self. And the next day he was gone. And that's something that happens. So we had a tough night last night with Chewy, and Carol finally said, we just have to do something. He's suffering. You know, not to go into any details, but you know, it was time, and we've known that for a while. We've just kind of put it off because, you know, as he got up this morning, he was perky. He was able to go out and walk around and ate a good meal. And Carol bought that rotisserie chicken for him, so she gave him that because that was his last meal. And of course, and then we took him in, and that's why I'm late coming on today. We just got home, and I had to chow down some Taco Bell. So, all right, let's get in here and get this thing put away. Man, it's dirty. Yeah, when I've had the privilege to call Grandma for the last 6 months, passed away on Saturday. Jesse's grandma. Yeah, that's tough. That's hard. Andy's in the house. Hi, Andy. Matthew's here. Did I miss anybody? I don't remember this tractor sounding like this. There was an update on this tractor. I don't remember it sounding like that. Huh. All right, well, we're going to get up here and wash this thing. There was an update on the truck that's supposed to repair things, and I still don't know if it does or not. Those tools weren't in there before. Those tools were not there before, so that's different. But I still don't know if it works or not, and I don't know how to try it. Somebody said you were supposed to hit keys or something, but that doesn't seem to work. So I don't know. Start engine. Sounds good. Activate AI worker. That's not it. Gold car. So I don't know how it's supposed to work, or if it even does. I know you're supposed to have the back open to get it to work. Unless you're supposed to be inside the other vehicle. I don't know how it works. Maybe it doesn't. Oh well, let's move on. Wash this thing up. 'Cause it's dirty. I tell you what really bothered me the most when we got home. I went into the bathroom, and we've been keeping Chewy kind of in the bathroom because it's got washable floors, and he's kind of been making a mess. He coughed up a whole lot of blood last night. Is what got us to make the decision. And then when we got up this morning, we gave him that chicken. He gobbled it down like he'd never hadn't eaten in years, and was up and walking around because he's got arthritis, and he hasn't been walking around. He's hardly been able to walk at all. couldn't get up and down stairs, but this morning he was getting up and down the stairs. But the thing that bothered me the most was since we'd had him in the bathroom, that's where his water bowl and his food bowl was. And I walked in and saw those knowing that he's gone. And, you know, what are we going to do with his dog bowl? And it bothers me just to look at it. So I guess take it to the Goodwill or something. They were special, you know, for dogs. It had little dog paws all over it. And I don't know. Then what really scared me is when Steve the farmer, Steve-O the farmer texted me last night or this morning. I got it this morning. He probably did it last night. He's in Australia, you know. And he told me that he felt bad about Chewy and that he'd lost his cat a few days ago. And then he said his cat was 24 years old. And I thought, oh my God, we've got this cat that Addie dragged in when she moved in with us recently, within the last year. Addie's lived with us most of her life, but she was with her mom for a while, and then she kind of moved back in. And I remember, if you remember, I had to make that room for her, that bedroom for her, get that all done. Anyway, she's got this cat, and they told me, oh my God, it's going to live till it's 24. No. I call it the demon. Jeff and I both call her the demon. She's a sweet cat, but she's just a demon. And she's huge. She's 17 pounds. Pounce on me and knock me over. This one didn't get as dirty. Big Grizzly 79. How are you? Jeremy's here. Hey, Jeremy. Person turquoise waving. Okay, is this not getting clean? Is it just slow? A lot of mud. I can't tell if it's getting clean or not. That's odd. Why is it not getting clean? The tractor's got beads of water on it, so that's something. But why is that not getting clean? Is it just super duty? Super duty or super dirty? Well, it's cleaning now. I can see the mud going away. All right, it's working. Maybe I was too far back on it. Well, we put him to sleep. He had his last meal, his favorite chicken, rotisserie chicken. All right, now what do I do? Oh, that's filthy too. Now, with this repair truck, I was able to get the washer working. I couldn't get repairs to be done. It's nice looking. Anybody else know how to use it? Cat was 4 days old. We had another cat that fell over dead, and she was 5. The cat I have now just turned 5 on the 2nd. Just fell over. Somebody else that we just talked to said they had a cat that just fell over dead. No, it was my daughter. It was my daughter's cat. One of my daughter's cats died. Now, they had a couple of old cats. You might have heard me talking about them. They were nasty, mean, snarly, would claw the hell out of anybody that got close to them. But they both passed a while back, and they replaced them with kittens. And one of the kittens, now that that was probably a year ago, so not kittens anymore. But one of them died, and we said, well, what happened? And she said, we don't know. She just fell over. Dead. And of course we asked them about whether it could be poison or something. They said, no, I didn't think so. They didn't think that at all. So, I don't know. Hey, John's in the house. Hey, John, how are you doing? Does anybody remember how this truck worked? Scorpion, do you remember how this truck worked? How'd you get the auto load? I know if you want to put the straps on, you hit the L. That's pretty common. But I can't get it to load, and when I went to my mods, the auto load mod didn't look like it needed to be updated. I couldn't find a newer version of it, so now I don't know whether it uses that mod or whether it has its own auto load capability, but I can't remember if I'm hitting the right keys or not. Nothing happening. Why'd that happen? Heart attack, probably, could have been. Psycho Kid, 73. Foam around her mouth. Oh. Yeah, maybe. But do you remember what keys am I pushing? Unless I forgot. Is it just the Shift R? Is that what it was? Or was it a different key? One of the things I thought had a different key than normally that you would use, but maybe I'm wrong. Foam around her mouth. Sure she didn't get into something she wasn't supposed to get into? Yeah, well, he had a good life. He was 17, going almost 18, and his breed was only supposed to live 14 or 15 years. It's just, you know, yeah, we're not going to replace him. We already decided that. We've lost a couple of dogs in the past and never replaced them. And then when Addie was born, Carol and Amy wanted to get a puppy for her so they could grow up together. And I had told them they couldn't have any more animals. And so they said, well, we found some puppies. We were on a trip down to visit my dad, and we were in the gorge. The river separates Washington and Oregon for quite a ways. about halfway through the state. And there's a gorge that runs along the river, and that's where the freeway is. And we were in that gorge when stopped at a Walmart, and there were some people out in the grass that had a box full of puppies. And that's where we got Chewy. And I said, finally, okay, you can have the puppy for Addie on one condition, that I never have to feed it, I never have to walk it, I don't have to bathe it, I don't have to pet it, I don't have to have anything to do with it. If that's okay with you, then I don't care if you get a dog. And so I asked Carol this morning when it was over, and I said, are you missing Chewy? Are you going to want another one? And she said, hell no, she said. Well, yeah. Carol hasn't slept for months because he's gotten her up almost every hour of the day because he couldn't get up and walk. She had to carry him out to go to the bathroom for the last couple of weeks, and she's hurt her back doing it, and she's in more pain than the dog was, I think. Well, let's see. What do I have to do? I think I'm done. That's carrots. That's potatoes. I don't know. I think I'm done. I got the grass done. Yeah, on a side note, I wasn't sure whether I was going to live stream today. It's been kind of a long morning. And then I kind of just decided maybe it would take my mind off of it. So I'm going to stop talking about it, and I'm going to go back to playing the game. So that was the whole point of live streaming, to get my mind off of that. So, and you might ask her why it bothers me. It's because my time's coming sooner than I might like. And I'm wondering if they're going to take me in and have me. What really bothers me, who's going to get my dog bowl? You know, what are they going to do with my dog bowl? A couple days after I'm gone, my ghost is going to go to the local Goodwill and find my dog bowl with my name on it in the Goodwill. That's what bothers me. Anyway, we're going to have to sleep, so some of this stuff will grow. God, I missed a big chunk right there. I blame Courseplay on that stuff, missing things. All right, let's go down, sleep it off. What breed? He was a Shih Tzu. He was a crossbreed between a poodle and whatever those Shits things are. Remember the movie Benji? He kind of looked like Benji. I might have a picture of him someplace. Maybe. I don't recall. Yeah, it really was a good dog. He never barked. Well, he didn't bark because we trained him not to. We had dogs on both sides of our house. The one on the back side of our house, she had 2 Dobermans, and she kept them pretty much on a leash when they were outside. They were attack dogs. I can't remember the people on the other side what they had, but they had a bunch of animals. And Chewy would bark. And Warrenton has a barking ordinance. If you get a bunch of complaints about your dog barking and you don't do something about it, they will come and gather your dog up and put it down. So people don't mess around with dog barking and stuff in this town. Anyway, he did get to barking quite badly, so I went and bought a bark collar, a shock collar, and I put it on him. And he's not a big dog, so I set it down on the lowest level. Basically, I just wanted to get his attention, and so that he knows that hurts, and it hurts when he barks. So I put the dog collar on him, and it worked right away. And we just kept it on him for a couple of weeks, and then took it off of him. And if he barked again, we put it back on immediately. And it didn't take him long. And a lot of people said, "Oh, that's just cruel." Well, he only barked once or twice, and he figured he wasn't a stupid dog. He figured out what was causing it. So after that, he'd just come up and kind of whimper at us if he wanted something. And that's when we started. He was just a puppy. That's when we started training him to go to the door to be let out to go to the bathroom. So we put a little bell on the bottom of the door so that he'd come and hit it with his nose, and he would ring the bell, and we'd come to the door and let him out. And so, but from that point on, he never really barked. He wasn't a barking dog. If something unusual happened, like another dog came in, he didn't care about the dogs, the neighbors. He was used to them. But if a strange dog would come along and be in our yard, he would bark a little bit, not terrible. And as soon as we paid attention to him, yeah, we see it, it's okay, then he'd stop. He didn't really bark. But that bark collar did its job. All right, so this is carrots. It looks like we're going to have to add some fertilizer. So we got to get rid of this lime. $17.2, huh? Yeah, different breeds live longer. Some of the bigger dogs live longer than the little ones, I think. But I read something about it. I don't remember. Maybe I'm wrong on that. It might be the reverse of that. But when we did look up Chewy, he, like I said, he was a cross breed, and the poodle side of him lived a little bit had a little bit longer lifespan than the Shih Tzu had. The Shih Tzu was like 13 years, 14 years, something like that, and the poodle was like 14 to 15. And so we figured if he got 14 or 15, he's doing good. Well, he got 17, almost 18. In a few months, it would be 18 because Addie was born. Addie was born in September, and Chewy was already a puppy before Addie was born. So he was a little bit older. I don't know. It's something you'd have to do. You feel bad about it. I feel bad about it. And that we had to. But he's, like I told Carol, I said, he's hurting. He couldn't hardly walk. He had arthritis really bad. Now, we did have a shot. We were taking him in for a monthly shot. And he'd go in for that shot. And the next day, he was like a puppy again. He'd run around the house with his tail wagging and up and down the stairways like he used to. And so he's been on that arthritis medicine for a year or so now. And, it was well worth the $50 a month. But that wasn't helping. He just had a shot a couple weeks ago, and he couldn't even stand up. He couldn't hardly take a poo because he couldn't work his back legs. It was tough watching that. I kept telling Carol, I said, he's suffering. Plus he started pooping up black poo, which means he was probably swallowing blood somehow.
and he was coughing blood up. And last night he coughed up quite a little bit of blood. So I told her, I said, we got to do something. He's suffering. And it was a shame that he had a good day. And I just told her, I said, well, maybe this was his good day, and tomorrow he might have dropped over. Who knows? I still believe in that because I've seen it so many times. You know, people at their time of life. I'm talking about people now, not animals. I've known too many people at the end of their lives, and all of a sudden they get up and they're smiling and they're, you know, they look like they've got some energy, and then a day or two later they're gone. It's like, wow, it's kind of like if you've been around any female that's pregnant, just before they have the baby, they have this burst of energy. All right, what's this one now? This is Carrots Field 7. What happened? Stop doing that. I don't want you to do that. I can't remember how to do anything. Fertilize 7. Let's clear that. We'll load that. Turn on the lights. Trip the lights, fantastic. Set this on first waypoint and hit the go button. The juice button, did it work? Doesn't look like it. Why is it not going? Zap broke now too. That's weird. Is it broken? That's weird. Small Town USA. Fert Field 7. Says Fert Field 7. What's happening? It's supposed to be over here. Maybe it's too far away from the start. That's odd. Or it would just start to move. And now it stopped again. Alright, I'm gonna run over there and see, maybe it's too far away. Okay, now why is this not working now? There it goes. That was weird. I guess it was just too far away from the start, didn't know where it was. Or, you know, it could be that it was trying to figure out where the start was, and that's a big field, so it was probably running through the system. Who knows? He won't share his oatmeal cream pie? Come on. That's something a boy should share with his dad. All right, Tina. Sorry to hear about your grandma. It's got me thinking about Tim, because Tim said his mom was in the hospital last time we talked to him. And then now we haven't seen him for a while. Bye, Tina. Is it Easter this weekend, everybody? Is it this weekend? I saw something on Sweden. In Sweden, Easter is like Halloween in the United States. They showed pictures of witches flying around
and the little kids were painting their faces up like they were evil and going door to door trick or treating or something on Easter. It was kind of weird. What the heck's that all about? You said you traded Twinkie? Well, that wasn't a fair trade. Maybe you should have told him you'd share 2 Twinkies. Bye, Tina. Yeah, because when you buy Twinkies, they usually come in 2s, don't they? A little package of 2. They used to. I don't know what they come in anymore. Now, the ones that I have are single because we bought them in the great big box. And they're individually wrapped. So, Easter's on the 20th. Yeah, okay, that's this weekend then. I'd gladly trade a hamburger or pay tomorrow for a hamburger today. Was that Wimpy? I'd gladly pay tomorrow for a hamburger today. What was I doing here? Selling this stuff? No, don't do that. This is silage. I was selling this. Well, I was going to. Yeah, okay, so you've got the same thing I got in the box. Yeah, I bought them. I can't remember. I think I got these either at Costco or Wally World. I think Carol got them, so she probably got them at Costco. Jeff and I went to Wally World the other day just to buy soda. I got about 6 or 7 cases of soda. $64,000 for silage. Let's see what the second trailer is. Seriously. 64,000. Well, at least it's consistent, eh? Let's go see if there's any more to get. Now, if I can remember, I'll go on Discord and check out that map. That's weird. I was full of energy when I got up this morning. And now I just kind of want to go take a nap. Ultimate's here. Hey, Ultimate. How you doing? All this stress and trauma just sucks the energy right out of you. I tell you, it sucks getting old. Carol and I laugh at each other. We'll get out of the shower, and I say, okay, I had my shower. Now I'm going to go take a nap. And she'll look at me, and she says, I know, I feel the same way. A shower, just taking a shower wears you out when you get older. Just any little thing, and you're just dog tired. It's weird.
pretty sure I still got gas in this thing. I had some. Yeah, I do. I got 4,000 diesel in here. Wow, that one cleans right up right away. Some of them you have to hold the button down for like an hour. There was an update on this, not this particular trailer. Wait a minute. Yes, there was. There was an update on this trailer mod, and I've got 2 mods on this. One of them is the trailer itself. The other one is I've got a mod that makes this not articulate here, so you can back them up. And supposedly I updated both of them. I should be able to see if maybe this thing doesn't articulate anymore when it backs up. It's not supposed to. Same with this one here. I think that's the case. These are 2 different trailers. You may have thought that it was just one trailer hooked together with another one, but they're 2 of them. This one's a pup trailer right here. You see it's only got that straight bar. This one has, that articulated whatcha-dinger there. So let me see here if that's working. Yeah, it is. Okay. It's working. Kinda, sorta. Yeah, I don't know. Works okay, looks like. I'm wore out, tired. Oh, really? Well, I can see that if because the hot water, heat from the hot water, cool from the room. You're mixing hot and cold. The shower jets out, which moves the air. So you're probably stirring up any dust in the air or any pollen in the air. And a lot of times people get the mistake of thinking that rain cleans the air. Well, it does. But let's say you've got asthma or you've got what do you call that? Crap, I can't even think. Where you're allergic to something. Allergies. Okay, let's say you've got allergies really bad and your allergy is pollen in the air. Okay, and it's raining. What's that rain doing? It's cleaning the pollen out of the air and it's bringing it down you in concentration. Before, you were just breathing what's in front of you. Now you got all this shit coming out of the sky, dumping on you. Glad I don't have asthma. That'd be awful. I can't think of anything worse than not being able to catch your breath. That's just frightening. That's my opinion. I don't know. I don't have to go through that. I have before. I've had pneumonia 3 or 4 times in my life, so I know what it's like not being able to breathe. But not not all the time like asthmatic people have. All right, let me get the. We'll get the truck here. Whoa! Who did that? Who's learning how to drive here? 'Cause they're not learning very, very good. Okay, it's not working. Oh, I'm flying. No wonder it's not working. Let me get down on the ground. Still not working. Why is it not working? Well, that's odd. It was working over there, I just used it. It shouldn't matter what side it's on, right? I'm still flying. Why am I still flying? That might have been the problem. Because I thought I had shut that flying off. And it's still not working. That's weird. What's the matter? Well, what? It's not working. Why is it not working? Well, for crumb's sake. Fine. It's broke. We broke it. It's broken. Piece of crap. I'm going to take it back to the store. All right, what did I miss? The humidity. Imagine trying to breathe through a stir stick. Sums it up about right. I suppose. I was thinking more of sticking my head up my butt and trying to breathe. That'd be hard too, wouldn't it? Okay, there's no need being gross. Oh no! Oh no! Now it doesn't work for sure. I guess I taught it a lesson, eh? I'll teach you not to work. Now it's working. A lesson too late for the learning. This thing needs a paint job. This John Deere sucks, man. The paint goes right away on it. One season, you need to paint it every season. That looks like dirt, but it's not. It's like paint missing. Can't believe how much it costs to paint those things too. Let's see, what is today? Today's the 18th, right? No, it's not. 17th? 17th. Today's 17th. 2 more days. It'd be a month for Carol's birthday. As soon as the weather changes a little bit nicer, I want to take Carol down the coastline and just maybe go down to Newport or Lincoln City. Just spend the day walking around looking in all the shops and stopping and having clam chowder or some kind of fish and chips. Remember, we're on the ocean. We get everything fresh. and then maybe spend the night. Get up next morning, walk on the beach. We can do that any day. Carol was talking about getting a motel room, and stuff. And I said, well, we can get a cheap one because we don't. Everybody wants the ocean front motel rooms, We could care less. We want to go to the ocean. I just walk down the road here. But I'm not that close. I have to get in a car and drive a couple blocks, but it's not very far. See if I can start it up. All right, let's go. Look at that. I got talent on loan from God. Mad skills, I'm telling you. Uh-oh. That looks pretty dirty. I still don't know why that thing doesn't work. Why did it not work? Maybe you have to buy water or something. Fish and chips and clam chowder. Chris said not worth 2 Twinkies either. Well, what a little snot. And what job does he do to earn that stuff? I was watching an economist talking about the state of the world, and he said one of the things that's messed with our economy is the fact that when I was young, kids worked. We had jobs, and now you can't make a kid work because they're too fragile or something. Oh, they have to do this, they have to do that, they can't work till they're 16, they can't do this, they can't do that. Child labor laws, that kind of crap, doodle-doo. This is not working anymore. It's broken. Oh, wait, I don't have it. Anyway, it used to be when we were kids and school was out for the year, we got a summer job. We actually got a full summer job, and we worked. Well, they don't do that anymore, but here's the point. When we were kids, starting from like a freshman in high school, so we had 4 years that we worked in the summer, and then if you went to college, there's another 4 summers that you worked. So by the time you got out of college, you had 8 years of working experience. Now kids go through college and they just move back into their parents' basements and don't get a job. I don't know why it doesn't work anymore. It's friggin' broke. Why did it work in the first place? Now it don't work. Sucker. I don't know what's wrong with it. All right, where's the fertilizer guy? My God, this is going to take forever. With a spread that long, you wouldn't think it'd take that long, right? Where's the stats on this? Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm not getting credit for the fertilizer. There is fertilizer in that, right? I didn't put speed on. I didn't put my Speedos on. There we go. It's doing lime. What? Did I dumped the lime out thinking that the other 2 bags were fertilizer. All 4 must be lime. I didn't even look. I just wasted like an hour. It's 2 o'clock and nobody told me. Chris's job is to be a snot. Does that mean Leslie's job is to be a Kleenex? To wipe up the snot? I bet I had 4 bags of lime and thought I had 2 lime and 2 fertilizer. Because that's lime right there. Well, bummer. I'm gonna do it this way. Hell with it. I'm just gonna swap it out. Solid fertilizer. We'll just swap it out. Thank you, Matt. I'm gonna have a Baja Blast, I think. I bought a case of Baja Blast because I ran out. I went this morning to make sure I had one in the fridge, because I haven't had any yet. I noticed the case was open. So I picked up the case. It's half empty. And this is the first one I'm going to get out of that case. Somebody's sneaking in my bed, my studio when I go to bed at night, ripping me off. Now I knew the Code Red was going faster than I could drink it. Hey, Lori. So I bought 2 or 3 cases of that, but I wasn't drinking any of the Baja Blast very often. So I thought, well, 1 case will do me for a while. Yeah, that's what I get for thinking. Oh man, that's cold. That is cold, man. And it's tasty too. Then I'd forget the combinations. I'd have to shoot it off with my gun. All right, well, let's go start this guy up again. He still should have the chorus, I'm guessing. Did I turn the kitty cats off? Yeah, I did. Anyway, it's Mountain Dew time. See if I get a little... Now I won't be able to take a nap because that caffeine's going to hit me. Maybe that was a mistake. I should have 7 Up. I mean, even the Dr. Pepper has caffeine in it. You got one on your beer fridge? Who has the key to it? Wait a minute. Why do you have to lock your beer up if it's just you and your wife? And she doesn't drink? Or does she? Yeah, I wouldn't put a combo lock on it. I was just teasing. I only said that because, you know, everybody expects old people to not have a memory. So if you had a combo lock, you'd forget the combo. It's just a joke. Not a very good one. If you have to explain a joke, that means it wasn't very funny. Now let's see if it's adding a little bit of fertilizer. Now it's 100%. Sweet. Okay, now I gotta find out what else needs fertilizing. All of it, probably. If that's the case, then I might have to lease another spreader because this is gonna take forever. Well, that one's okay. And nope, that's not. Probably wouldn't hurt to put fertilizer on this thing. Needs rolling, my ass. That one's 100. That's 50. And that's 50. All right, let's do that. Let's lease a spreader. Where are they? There? Seed tanks. No, that's a seed tank. That's not a spreader. Fertilizer spreader. There we go. Okay, I'm going to get this one. And you can't change the color, I guess. Can you change the color? Hell no. All right, whatever. I'm going to lease it. I'm going to lease it. All right, let's grab ourselves a trailer. Grab this one, I guess. What's Lori up to today? Must have got Carol oh, I'm on the wrong side. I must have got Carol thinking that, you know, when we put Chewy down today, so I think I'm next. She came up to me today and wanted to know if I had somebody signed up to manage my YouTube account so that they could put a video up saying that I was no longer part of this earth. And I got to thinking, are you making phone calls to put me down? What? I don't feel that bad. Bring out your dead. I ain't dead. I'm feeling better. Laundry? Who's doing laundry? Oh, her son's come around. And they drink? I'd put them to work making it. Here, brew me something. Yeah, you get green or green. Or maybe a little orange. A little orange and green. Is Lori doing laundry? Is that why she's ugging? I know how you feel, Lori, but I'm a man. I throw everything together. I do my own laundry. Carol separates colors and does all kind of fiddly-faddly stuff. Not me. I get, if I got a white shirt, it goes in with the blue one. Everything I have that I'm wearing on a weekly basis, I just grab my hamper, go out to the washer, throw it all in. Well, it depends. If the hamper's completely full, then I do 2 loads. But I don't usually wait for it to get fully full. And so I just do 1 load. I just throw everything in it. I put it on warm water. I put it on medium. We have a control that has how dirty your clothes are. You can set it. If you got really dirty clothes, you can set it to that. If you're just normal, or if you're just, light, there's different things like normal, bedding, towels. There's different things on the washer you can set. I'm a guessing if you put it on really soiled clothing, it's going to beat the shit out of them. My clothes don't get that dirty. As a matter of fact, these shirts, I got this shirt on, I put it on before the live stream. When the live stream's over and I start recording something else, I change shirts. In an hour, I take that and change the shirt again. In a day, I'll go through 4 or 5 shirts and barely wear them. I only wear them while I'm doing this. And so my clothes don't get that dirty. And I do the same thing with the dryer. I just want them dry. I don't put them on high heat or anything like that. I just tumble them longer on a lower heat. It seems to work. I've never had any colors bleed. I've never had anything shrink. But maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know. What's going on here? What field is this? What field is this? 8. Field number 8. Grass 1 harvest. Clear that. Fertilize 8. Load that. Turn on the overhead. Where are you going, sister? Yeah, she knows what she's doing. That's why she gets 2 grain buckets and everybody else only gets 1. Grain buckets. She gets 2 grain buckets an hour. I have to wear pants. I'm an old man. There's leakage. God, that was too much information. I'm just kidding. I had that story where I was playing Red Dead Redemption. Me and Wayne. I've seen Wayne for a couple weeks. Me and Wayne and 4 or 5 other guys. They're all old. Most of them are in their 80s. There's Wayne, believe it or not, was I think one of the younger ones. There were two younger than me. 2 guys younger than me. One of them's probably in their 30s, and then Wayne or 40s, and Wayne was in his 60s. And then me in my 70s, and everybody else was in their 80s. There were 2 old ladies that played with us. They were both in their 80s. And a couple of other guys that were in their 80s. We called ourselves the Old Geezers in our guild. And I had a headset on one time, and it was a wireless headset. And so normally I would pick the boom up. Well, if you pick the boom up, it turns it off. Well, I was in a hurry to go to the bathroom and forgot to put the boom up. And so I'm in there tinkling. It was a little more than a tinkle. And I heard Wayne say, "Oh my God, Rudy." Because I told him I was going to take a bio break. They knew what I was going to do. And he said, "We can hear that." And I thought, oh crap, I left the boom down. And so Wayne was giving me a hard time. One of the 80-year-olds said, "No, wait, stop. Everybody be quiet." And he's listening. And he says, "Oh, God, I wish I could pee like that again." Oh, God. You had to be there. It was funny. All right, how are we doing here? Is this working? 100% it says. 50% it says. So we're going... Where'd he go? How did I get ahead of him? I got speed boots on, I guess. 100%, 50%. So there you go. Now where's he going? What? Where's he going? Jeez, he went far. What? Get back on the field. What are you doing? Well, it's 100%. I don't know where he's going. What is this? This is weird. I don't know what he's doing. Huh. I guess we'll watch him and find out. This is how they cheat me. They're getting more grain buckets for wandering around doing nothing. Okay. Why is he clear over there? He's only doing that little
bitty area right here. Because he's already done over here. That's weird. Remember in the old days, it only accumulated what you were using, so I wouldn't have to pay for all that crap that's going to waste over here. But I don't think it does that anymore. They've dumbed the game down. They definitely don't make bleach like they had. Oh no, it's because stupid people are drinking it. Or was that car fluid or something? Antifreeze. Silly people drinking antifreeze. People. When I was a kid, they used to sniff glue. I used to make models. You know, I had a model of a '69 Mustang I was putting together, and this friend of mine came over. I'm looking around for my glue. I can't find my glue anywhere. And finally, I said, "You haven't seen a little container of glue around here, have you? I can't find it. I just had it a minute ago when I was getting ready to glue this Mustang when you walked in." He had it in his pocket. He's going to take it home and sniff it. Idiot. I can't wait for this to grow up. What is it anyway? Keep hearing bugs every time I flip over. Oh, that thing needs a washing. Let's get that over and get it clean. It's doity. A sniffer. Yeah. What do they call them now? Tweakers? No, tweakers. That's what they call methamphetamines. Meth smokers or meth. I don't know. Do they smoke meth? How do they take meth? Whatever they do, they call them tweakers. I don't know what that means. I don't know why they call them that. I mistakenly thought they were saying that they were twerkers, and I thought, who in the hell would want to watch that dirty old fart twerking? And they said, no, tweaking. What is that? Is that like what you do when you talk to somebody on X? Because they don't say that. They don't call it Twitch anymore or tweet anymore. No, that's not what. Now it won't work here either. Oh, wait, that's the wrong trigger. Okay. They switched triggers on me. Maybe that's what's wrong with the pickup. I was using the right trigger instead of the left trigger. Andy calls them terps. Trip to the coast, gentle push over the cliff. Well, that's me. Because people are saying, you know, I just mentioned something about one couple going before the other one does. And I said, that ain't going to happen. And they said, what are you talking about? And I said, I already got it planned. If it gets to the point that that's the case, I'm going to invite Carol on a little picnic. And we're going to be driving on the highest cliff there is around here. And I'll just say, look at that over there, and just turn the wheel and off we go. So I'll take us both out. Neither one of us wants to be the first to go. I told my kids this weekend that I only had one prayer, one wish, and that is, I told you that on Tuesday, and that is to that I don't outlive my children or grandchildren. Did I miss this somehow? Stupid, I blame it on course play.
That's Christmas music. Who's singing Christmas music in May or March? April. April. It's almost May. It'll be May before you know it. He's got a lot of ways to go. Look at that. You can only see it from the sky. Now the stupid clouds are getting in the way. I can't see it. The dirt is looks dry compared to where they've sprayed. It's the only way you can tell whether that's been sprayed before. Old expression right there. A long walk off a short pier, yeah. Don't push. Yeah, I talk, and people say, "Don't think about that. Don't do that." I would never do it. I don't have the guts to do it. Life is sacred. I wouldn't do something like that. It's a joke. Not funny. Wasn't meant to be. Was saying it to make a point. I don't want to go before. I don't really want to go after either. Are you watering your plants? That's what I'm a-doing, Ben. Is it Ben Bono? Ben Bona. Playing some FS25, cutting some grass for my water buffalo. You got water buffaloes? I haven't even touched those things yet. Hell, I might have to lease a couple more of these. It's going to take me all day just to get the fertilizer done. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know what to do. I'm bored. No, seriously, I might have to do that. I'll get this old Black Beauty and use it. It's the old Black Beauty that makes me this way. Let's see. Get it from the right side this time. Okay, now this field is okay. So it's probably the carrot field. Is that the carrot field up there? I think this one's fertilized. Hey, Tina's back. My hose wasn't long enough. All right, so which field is this? This is field 10. All righty. So let's take a look at this. We're gonna clear that. Field 10. Whoops. Hang on. Don't do that. Oh, don't do that either. Field 10. Load to course. All right, let's do first waypoint and hit the button. I think it was already heading that way and I stopped him. Ben Bona's going to be right back. I was going to ask Ben Bona how he reads the chat if he's dyslexic. Does he turn the monitor upside down? Man, I'm having a hard time keeping my eyes open. I mean, I even got to sleep into my normal time. I didn't get up till 6 o'clock. I'm tuckered. That emotional stuff takes its strength out of you. Just sucks it right out of you. I never used to get emotional. I used to be as cool as a cucumber. And the older I get, everything bothers me now. I'm just stressed out about everything. Oh, it's going to rain today. Oh, no. Oh, what am I going to do? Don't worry about it. I can't help it. Cry, baby. Suck it up, Buttercup. Hey, Rob's in the house. What kind of soda you got today, Rob? I'm going to have to put a new meme up. I've been drinking prune juice lately. I get the soup of the day, prune juice. What is it anyway? Today's we're leaving April, aren't we? Hey, Rob, how long do you have before summertime? When does school get out for you in Vermont? I hope the snow's gone by then.
Oh, yeah.
Or do you still have snow? Maybe it's gone now. I don't know. It's still. I don't have my watch on. Oh, no. Alexa, what's the temperature? It's only 66. Well, it's hotter than it was. It was only 53 yesterday. And the day before that, it was like 70 degrees. We had one day of 70.
The rest of it's been in the 50s. Today it's in the 60s. I think it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow and Saturday, and then rainy Sunday. June? That didn't tell me anything. The end of June? 1st of June? It used to be when I was a kid, school was over the last day of May.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like the 15th of June the kids get out here, about the 15th of June, depending on if they had to take any winter days for weather. Mid-June. Okay, well that's closer. So you got about 2 months. 2 months of school. Wow. This year's going by really fast. You gonna work on the farm this summer, Rob, with your grandpa? Last day of May. Yeah, that's what it used to be when I was a kid. We had 3 full months of summer, and we all worked. That's what I was talking about earlier. When I was a kid, everybody had a summer job, even if it was just mowing lawns. So Rob's working with his grandpa. Yeah, we had jobs, and like I said, we would have a job every summer, the 4 years of high school. And then if you went to college, you'd have 4 more years of summer jobs. And when you got out of college, you'd had 8 years of job experience. Kids now don't even do that. I can't remember how many millions of people that are work age and physically able to work are just playing games all summer, all year. They're not working. They just, as long as they've got a parent to support them, they're just staying home. Nobody's working anymore. I mean, walk around town, you'll see every store in town has a help wanted sign up. There are some stores that can't stay open 7 days a week because they haven't got enough staff to fill 7 days a week, so they close a couple of days a week, like Tuesday and Monday and Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, or I don't know. Sounds weird. Oh, was it? I missed it. Scorpions teleporting all over the place. Did you see where the science guy for the administration says that we have the capability of time travel and crap like that? I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. May 22nd, eh? Well, that's coming right up. That's
That's 4 days after Carol's birthday. Rob says he just does things like cleanup, mechanical work, field work, mowing, building, and more. Well, it sounds like you're not just doing, you're doing all kind of stuff. That's good for you. That's what I did when I was a kid. I got shifted around all different places for summer jobs. Good on you, Rob. I had one summer that I worked with my grandpa. It was my step-grandpa, but my grandpa all the same. They were tearing down electrical poles and replacing them with brand new poles. And while they were doing that, they were taking all the old wire down, replacing all the wire. And they were using a new system where the old telephone poles had like 4x4s across the top, and it had glass insulators on them, and the wire would go from pole to pole to this glass insulator and then to the next one. They were tearing all that down, replacing it all. So my grandpa got the contract to not the actual telephone poles, they were too big, but the cross beams were like 2x4s or 4x4s, I can't remember. They must have been 4x4s. And our job was to get those, take the bolts out and the hardware, because they didn't nail them up there. They were bolted on. And it was our job to follow behind the workers after they took them down. We would go out and unhook the cross beams from the poles and take off all the insulators and collect all of that and haul it to a place where we could sell it for salvage. So my grandpa put in a bid. He said, we'll take all that down so you don't have to do any of that work, and to get paid, we'll just give us the salvage. Now again, there's no way we could do the poles. They had another company doing that. But we were taking all this wood and selling it for salvage and collecting all these glass insulators. Now, the glass insulators, some of them had been in the sun and the weather and the rain tens of, hundreds of days, weeks, years. Who knows how many years those things have been up there doing their job in the sunlight, in the rain, in the heat, in the cold. And a lot of them turned color, and some of them were very beautiful. We were selling them to places for and people were just buying them for display, because they were kind of a nostalgia thing, It's pretty cool. But yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. My grandpa would come pick me up. We'd run down to the local store, have a little breakfast, local cafe. We'd have a little breakfast. He'd take his thermos in. They'd fill his thermos with coffee, and I did actually drink coffee with him back then, but I had to put sugar and milk in it. But anyway, we had a good time. He was a crotchety old fart. I mean, seriously, he was. He didn't get along with adults. He didn't get along with kids. I was the only one he tolerated at all. And it was probably because I was a hard worker and was working with him. But yeah, he was a crotchety old fart. I mean, he wasn't even nice to my grandma. But my grandma was a tough old bird. She'd beat the snot out of him if he badmouthed her. She didn't cut him any slack. She was tougher than he was. He was just grumpy. So yeah, I got to drive the pickup because we were off the road, driving underneath the telephone lines where you could, and truck needed to be moved all the time, so he'd let me move the truck, and so I got to drive. I was just a kid. I can't remember. I was 13, 14 years old, something like that. Not very old. Leslie's home. Yeah, you thought Rob said planting corn dogs? He probably did. Let me see here. I run chainsaws and cut firewood in the fall. I split firewood. We have an outdoor wood stove that we put going in the winter. You plant hay corn and garden crops. Hay corn? We mow lawns in the summer. What's your favorite animal? I'm not an animal guy. Probably a horse. We used to be a little bit different with animals. Animals were for work. We didn't have pets. They were just animals. Beasts of burden. You took care of them, but we didn't go gushy all over them and pet the snot out of them and rub them. Well, my horses I'd rub down because they need to stay clean, but that was a job. I didn't rub them down because I wanted to give them a massage. I didn't put clothes on my horses. I didn't put clothes on my cats and dogs either. They were just animals, and they did their job. The cats would take care of the rat problem on the farm, and the dog would help me round up the sheep and cattle and protect the farm from criminals. None of the animals were ever in the house. We never had animals in the house. It was bad enough we had kids in the house, but we didn't treat animals as pets. Especially when half the time we're eating them. Pigs and cattle. Sheep. That kind of stuff. But I liked horses because I broke horses. I had 4 horses of my own at one point. I started with one that was my horse, and then the people that I broke horses for sometimes couldn't pay me, so they would give me a pick of one of the horses. They'd have a herd of 20 horses out there, and I broke them. That was my job. And when I finished, sometimes they couldn't pay me. They didn't have any money, so they would just let me pick one of the horses. They were papered horses, so they were valuable. They weren't stray horses. They were papered. They were registered quarter horses, so they were worth a lot of money. So I made out better than they did, because they couldn't pay me. I was only getting $200 a head. By the time I got a registered horse, you're talking, you know, $600-700 to $1,000, $2,000, depending on the pedigree. Most of them were Appaloosas. All right, Ben. Catch you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. You only got one more day of school. Tomorrow's Friday, isn't it? Apple trees, yeah. We had apple trees, peach trees, nectarines, prunes, cherries. What else? Plums. We weren't known for growing oranges. There were no oranges. But we did have lots of different kinds of apples. We had fields of asparagus, and then we would swap out one year and put corn or peas in. I gotta check on the other guy. I don't know what the heck's going on here. I'm telling you guys, I'm falling asleep. If it wasn't for reading the chat, oh shoot, these guys have been done for a while. Which field is this one? Okay, so this one. All right, this is the one furthest away from the farm, this way. And I think this other field's probably done too. Oh shoot, I went through a ditch. How's Aiden doing? He was sick last time I think we talked. Tree heaven. Tree heaven. That's funny. They're funny right there. Oh, there he is. He's done too, it looks like. He's at the end of his tether. There's one good thing about this spreader. If you look up in the corner over there, you'll see those green bars on the bottom. That's your width of the spread. You can actually change that. You can pull the width in. I got it all the way out at 42 meters, but you can actually pull it in if you have smaller fields and you don't need that wide of coverage. All right, let's see what this guy's got here. This one's 100%. You don't need nothing. So what the heck? And this one, I think, is being worked up here. Where's the tractor? There he is. I don't know what the heck he's doing. Is he still working? Weird. Here he goes. All right, so that one's being worked. I don't want to mess with him. This one I think is fine. This one should be ready to harvest here pretty soon. That barley's been there for a while. Oh, we can. I think we can do the grass field because this isn't a grass. This is a crop. This grass is planted as a crop, not as grassy ass. Aiden, he's doing better. Yeah, you said he was pretty sick, I think, the last time I talked to you about Aiden. Somebody else is done. Man, I tell you, this grass field's just full of hills. Look at this. I don't think I'd want a regular crop on here. It worked good for grass. We'll just call it a good day. Oh, is it raining again? No, it's sunny. All right, let's take a look at this. We're going to go to first waypoint. We're going to come in here and do... What the heck is that? Fert 8. Let's clear that. Grass 1 fert. Grass 1 seed. Yeah, Scorpion took his kids to see that movie. All right, where's the start? Where is the start on this? Where's he going? Is it up in that corner? I thought it was back there. That's what I get for thoughtin', I guess. Had pneumonia, right. I think my Baja Blast is empty. Pretty much. See who else is done. He's done. And which field is this? Oh, this is the carrots. Yeah, he needs to start acting his age. You can't act like that when you can. What's he gonna do when he's 80? Keep acting like Jack Black? He needs a new shtick or something. And unfortunately, they told him to act like Jack Black, but we want you to be on steroids. Too much. I mean, even Marky Mark wore his underwear where it was supposed to be worn after he got a little bit older. "100% fertilizer," so that one's okay. And I think that long skinny field was okay. I think no. This is the least one because it's on the Black Beauty, and then the one I've got on that brown tractor is the least one. Oh yeah, this is only 50%, so we can do this one. Okay. I'm gonna see about just hiring somebody here. They don't want to work. They don't want to work. Well, Jim Dandy. Field 13, and I don't think I have a fertilizer route for this. Yeah, I don't see one. Well, popcorn. I don't think I need a headland, so let's make sure we don't have one. And it's not going to let me take it off. Well, all right, why not? What's going on? No headland, and create a folder. No, not create a folder. Create a course. Well, it's a small course, and then let's. What did I say it was? Field 13. I think so. How you doing, Aiden? Aiden just got home from school. Does Aiden like school? I think I told my kids they didn't like school. I said, you don't have to like it, just do it. There's gonna be, and get used to it. This life is not easy. There's gonna be a lot of stuff in it you ain't gonna like that you have to do. You might as well learn it in school. All right, Tina's leaving for the weekend. No, he doesn't like school. Yeah, Addie doesn't either. We have to fight with her every day, and you know it really sucks because she's not our kid; she's our grandkid. You know, she needs to have parents that will take care of her. But yeah, I keep trying to tell her, you don't have to like it, but everybody has to do it, and just do it. And Jagan doesn't like it because he didn't have any friends. He says it's not very much fun, and he probably gets picked on. All right, Tina, have a good weekend. School sucks, and you have to go to work. Yeah, I know. So I keep telling kids, like that Ben kid
on Tuesday. Like I told him, enjoy life. You're only 16 years old. Enjoy it. It isn't going to get any easier. And, enjoy being a kid while you can. And you may not like school. Just do it. Because you're not going to like work either. But you're going to have to eat. You're going to have a place to live. And hopefully you'll have a family and stuff like that. Anyway, it's time for me to go. So I'll let this guy finish out. And then maybe next time we'll do some harvesting, unless I check that new map out and see what it's like. I'll check that out, Scorpion, that new map, see what it's like. Anyway, guys, take care of yourselves. Tomorrow's Friday. It's a weekend already again. So take care of yourselves, and I think I'm going to go take a nap. I had fun. Thanks for joining me. Catch you guys next time. Andy, Lori, everybody, Matt, whoever's left on. If I missed you, I'll catch you next time. Take care, and take care of yourselves and your families, and have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time. Ultimate, have a good weekend. All right. Ta-ta.